What up, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Talk Podcast. I am your host, Dustin Calloway. What's up with it? Okay, so, man, there's a lot going on right now. I'm so excited. Let me get my timer started because I don't want to hold you all for too long. Some people don't have the patience, so they just be like, man, they'll stick around for a couple seconds and then boom, be gone. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Okay, so I got a couple major things coming up, or something that just happened. So as you can see, I've expanded the studio a little bit here. Got a little bit of software, a little bit of hardware up in here. Got some new stuff going on because I'm trying to take this podcast to another level, man. Trying to take it to another level. So I had to invest in my project a little bit here, just with a few gadgets here and there. I did, if you actually jumped on yesterday, you saw that I did a quick little live stream session where I just tested it out on YouTube. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I may start doing live shows in the future because honestly, you don't get no better than this quality here. I mean, come on, man. The quality here looks so much better. And I see a lot of people that do live, like they do a podcast live and they have little breaks and stuff in between. And that all be cool. But like when somebody like me, the way that I watch podcasts, I like to look at them on my phone. And when I'm watching it, if it's like a live podcast, I like to see quality. And if you're not going to give me the quality, like visual, I like the content, right? To be crystal, like some good crystal clear content. And it got to be some good content. So for the most part, everybody that I do watch that do the live shows on YouTube that look terrible, like as far as like video quality wise, they do offer some really good quality content. So the content is good. So that's cool. But as far as my new setup, I'm going to be using this whole space, honestly, for I'm going to start having guests on, special guests on the show, and I'm going to start running it via Zoom. And as you know, the last time I tried to do that whole little thing, it was all bad with my, just trying to use a MacBook Pro is just not strong enough. Not to say it's a bad product, it's just not strong enough to be able to not even live stream, but just have somebody on a Zoom call and then run it through my software that I use to basically capture the video and stuff like that through my computer. So you run into some issues there as far as the speed and delay, and you drop a lot of frames and stuff like that. But that's whatever, man, So let's really get into the episode. Let's get into it. So today is episode, I want to say 21. So episode 21, we're going to get right into it. Today's episode is something is wrong with these kids. Something's wrong with them, man. And I'm dead serious when I talk about this one. This is one where, it hits on multiple levels, man. Like I'm talking about, I have like personal experience with this, and I can just see it through other kids that I know. Something is wrong with these kids, man. Something is really wrong. Something is really, really wrong with these kids. They don't listen to shit. Like when I say they don't listen to shit, like you could tell them something that's gonna save their life. You could tell them something that, look, I went through this, man, growing up, and this happened to me when I was in this situation, and I can see this about to happen to you. They don't even give a damn. They don't listen to shit. They don't listen to shit. They just know everything. They think they know every damn thing. And what really kills me about these kids? They think we don't know shit, right? So, how when we was growing up, our parents, I'm in my 30s. So like my parents, when I was growing up, hip hop, it wasn't their thing, right? So they didn't live in a major hip hop area, like where it was just a bunch of people around bumping hip hop all the time, right? No, it was more so like heart and soul, R&B, blues. And that's the stuff that like my parents like was listening to, right? So when we were growing up and like that hip hop era came through and it took over, it kind of hit us by like surprise, right? And when it hit us hard, like I'm talking about hardcore hip hop, when it started just blowing up and getting bigger and bigger, right? It kind of like, it just like we absorbed it, right? We absorbed it as kids, right? So we just started hearing all this shit. NWA, I'm talking about like even LL Cool J was tough back then to me. And then we got like, you know, like Criss Cross that came out. You got Bone Thugs and Harmony came through. And then, you know, I'm still a kid, right? So we growing up and then we got Cameron came through, Nas, Jay-Z. Then we started Master P. I'm talking about like all of that Hot Boys, Cash Money. Like that's what we grew up listening to, right? So I grew up listening to that stuff. I never stopped listening to that stuff. It's not like I got older and I said, I'm gonna just cut that music off because I don't want to hear that no more. Like, no, like that stuff is still classic and you still listen to it now, right? So, you know, when I had my kids, I didn't just have my kids and say, I ain't listening to that music no more. Like, no, I still listen to the music, you know what I'm saying? And even with the new artists coming out now, I still listen to that music, right? So people like my age, we still engaged with the younger crowd and we still go back and listen to the old school music too, right? So we still connected, right? But for some odd reason, these kids think we don't know shit. They think that we are like how my parents was back in the days, right? So they think that we grew up listening to blues and shit and, you know, just B.B. King and shit. Like they think that we grew up in that era. Like, and these kids don't understand the era that we grew up in and the shit that we went through, right? So these kids think that they listen to the rap, the music and all this shit that they hear today, and they think that we ain't hip or we ain't down enough to them. So they think that they can just say anything or do anything, and we don't have a fucking clue about what's going on with them, right? Something is really disconnected, man. Something is disconnected up there in their brain, man. Something is. A lot of these kids nowadays, they live this learn the hard way life. A lot of them, they just live this learn the hard way life. They literally live that life, and they just, like I said, they just think that we don't know shit, and it don't matter how much we talk to them. It don't matter what we say. It don't matter. They think they got it all figured the fuck out. And when they fuck up, they expect us to bail them out of every mistake. Every mistake. Even though that same mistake that they made, right? You was trying to tell them about that in the past. You was trying to tell them about it, right? You was trying to school them, give them some game, tell them something, right? But it's like they just brushed you off, or they was sitting there not even fucking listening to you, just zoned out while you talking, just doing that kid shit. You know that kid shit, cause the kid shit that they think we don't know. Like we ain't go through it ourselves, right? Where your parents talking to you and you kind of just tune them out, you know? Ooh, man, sorry. Where you kind of tune them out and you don't hear what they saying, right? So they fuck up, right? And they expect us to bail them out every time. Now, I would be wrong if I said enough is enough, right? I would be wrong. And a lot of y'all parents will say, no, you wrong, man. You can't never give up on your kids, man. You can't never, them your kids, man. They gonna make mistakes. Yeah, they are. But again, when is enough enough? Especially when you try your hardest to talk to them, when you try to show them the way. You even show them like examples of, look, what you doing right now, look at this person right here. This person right here, they was doing the same thing. Like I grew up with this dude right here. I grew up with that girl right there. She was doing the same thing that you're doing right now. Look at where she at now. Like you showing your kids every day. Like I'm trying to talk to you, not beat your ass, because that's what a lot of parents do. They be beating on their kids and shit, thinking they can beat some sense into them. No, I don't see that shit working too often. But I would be wrong if I said enough is enough. Everybody will start bashing me if I say, man, enough is enough, man. Sometimes, man, you just got to say, fuck them. Just go on off and learn the hard way. And that's the harsh truth that a lot of people don't want to deal with the shit, right? Like, I know a lot of y'all know some friends, right? Y'all got some friends where Y'all see they kids, they've been fucking up since they was 10 years old. And you see that mom or that dad on them, just trying to, come on, man, you got to get this right. You got to get this right. Stop doing it. Stop doing that, man. I'm trying to teach you this and you ain't. I know y'all know some of y'all friends is like that. I know y'all do. But I would be wrong if I was to go to that parent, to that person and say, hey, man, enough is enough, man. Fuck that. Stop stressing yourself out. Your kid is going to be a fuck up. Your kid is a fuck up. Your kid think they know every fucking thing. So let them go out there and learn. Let them go learn the hard way. Because sometimes, man, you can try your hardest to get through to them. And it ain't nothing that's going to work. Because at the end of the day, people going to be people. That's the bottom line. People going to be people. And your child is one of those people. It's either you're going to get the child that's going to be like, all right, I feel you. They're going to go against the grain a little bit. Or you're going to get the child that's going to go all the way the fuck against the grain. Or you're going to get the child that's going, okay, I know, all right, what you just said, all right, cool, I ain't messing with that. I see what you're saying. I get that. But when you get that one child that continues to go against the grain, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? I know a lot of y'all know some people who done stressed them fucking selves to the grave. To the grave. I know some of y'all that know some of these parents out there who they got them kids that ended up in prison, and they still, knowing their kid is 100% wrong, the reason why they in prison, still behind their back. And no, he ain't do nothing, or she ain't like that. She a good kid. Okay, well, yeah, she a good kid, but you know, she robbed the fucking store, right? He robbed the store, or he shot somebody, right? But you still gonna sit behind him and just say, what, they the good kid? Come on, man. When is enough enough, man? These kids, something is wrong with these kids, man. You can't say shit to them. You cannot say shit to them. You can love the fuck out of them. You can love the fuck out of them. And you can support them in everything that they do. But when they get to that age, when they think they got it all figured out, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. When they think they got it all figured out and they start smelling themselves and they just, I got this, man. I know what's going on. You've been alive for 12 years. What the fuck you think you know? You've been alive for 16 years. I've been alive for 37. 36 going on 37. What the fuck do you know? But these kids think they know, they got it all figured out. They think they got it all fucking figured out. You can't say a damn word. You can't say one damn word to these kids. Like, and y'all know them kids that I'm talking about. Y'all see them online every day. Online, disrespectful than a motherfucker. You can't say shit to them. They be out here wilding in the streets with all their fucking friends. And as soon as you say something to them, they own your ass. Right? And the crazy part is, I see a lot of people online like, man, we need to do something about these kids. Man, look, you think ain't nobody tried to? You think ain't nobody try to do something about these kids, man? See, a lot of people don't want to admit where a lot of this shit go wrong at, for real. Where a lot of it goes wrong. You got, like, we got layers of this shit. It's so many layers to this shit, right? So many. And like one layer I could just break out, we could just hit one layer. We can just hit one layer and say, this is why a lot of these kids are fucked up like this. Let's just be real, man. It's the music. It's the music and the access that these kids have to the underworld. And if you're around my age, you know, you'll remember this. Back when the radio wasn't really playing all that fucked up music, back when you didn't have all this, computers and shit, you didn't have instant access to a phone that can get you the most fucked up music in the world. You didn't have instant access to a platform that's going to show you somebody getting killed. It's going to show you fight videos. Motherfuckers just fighting all day. Or little badass kids doing fucked up shit all the time. Violence. You didn't have that. We didn't have that back in the days, right? So when you give the kids all of this shit right here, you give them a social media platform, they get on there, they start seeing other people acting a certain way. What do they start doing? They start acting a certain way, right? So then they turn into these little fucking monsters that you can't say shit to. Man, look, like I told y'all on my podcast, one thing that I'm going to always do, I'm going to always keep it real with y'all. And I'm going to talk to y'all about stuff that I go through in my personal life. Look, I got a 9-year-old daughter. She got a TikTok that I don't agree with her having. But you already know, if I don't agree with her having it, guess who does? Come on now, I don't need to tell y'all again. So, I said, as of lately, because we're going through this whole coronavirus thing, my daughter, she been in her little feelings a little bit, right? And the forces over at that house are getting up in here, right? Trying to flip her against me, right? So you already know it's even worse now. When I try to say something to her, I don't even get a fucking response if I'm trying to tell her about something bad that she's doing or something that I feel is inappropriate. Don't even get a response. So I say she got a TikTok, right? And this is how you know it's fucked up. And this is how you know, this is how these little kids are created. These kids are created and turned into these fucking monsters that you can't say shit to. So I go to her TikTok page and I say, let me take a look at this TikTok. What's she doing on TikTok? As soon as I get to the video, to the TikTok, she's 9. Remember this. TikTok videos. Nicki Minaj. Not even Nicki Minaj, but what's the fucking girl name? Cardi B. If it's up, then it's stuck. But that shit and all the Lick My Coochie songs, Riding the D songs. This is all the shit that she on there doing all her little TikTok dances too. And I'm just like, so it's one thing to see her dancing to the shit, right? But then I see her mouthing the words. That's how I'm like, so that let me know, oh, you hear this shit on the off. You listen to this. You're 9. This is a 9-year-old I'm talking about, right? But the forces that be in that house over there think that I can't say shit to my child. Can't say shit to my child, even though I see my child turn into one of these fucking kids there's something wrong with. That's what they groom her to be that, right? Can't say shit to her though. Can't say shit. Can't control none of that, right? Can't control none of that. So she 9 years old. She on there dancing to Cardi B. She dancing to all these motherfucking sex songs. Like I'm talking about, like they songs you put on when you about to get motherfucking butt naked. And she making little TikTok songs, like dance routines to it. And the crazy part is, I did a little bit of, I investigated a little bit. So I said, let me go through the timeline and see when this began. And this happened all of a sudden. I want to say, man, like I went back like maybe to like 2 months or 3 months ago on her videos on there. And then all of a sudden, boom, it turned right into that. Turned right into, now I'm about to start dancing to all these nasty ass fucking songs where they say the cuss words too in the song. In the songs, a 9-year-old is dancing to this shit on TikTok. So again, I go back to the beginning. Something is wrong with these fucking kids. That's a layer of what happened. That's a small layer right there. This is what happens to these kids, man. You got parents at the house on under the layer that I'm talking about. They just let these motherfucking kids do whatever the fuck they want to do. They let them listen to any kind of music they want to listen to. They let them watch any fucking thing on TV that they want to watch. You got little kids sitting around watching fucking Housewives, which is fucking poison. That housewife, that hip hop and love and hip hop shit, that shit is fucking poison. But don't nobody want to say nothing about that shit. Don't nobody want to say shit about it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Again, you control the TV in your house. Just cut the fucking shit off. Or how about this? How about you monitor what your kid is doing? Because there's a lot of y'all parents out there that don't monitor what y'all kids are doing. Y'all just kind of let them go free in this fucking dangerous fucking world. Because this shit is dangerous. Dangerous iPad. Dangerous fucking computers, PCs, dangerous fucking cell phone. Man, PlayStation dangerous too. You can get on a goddamn game, play Call of Duty, which is a violent fucking game with murder all over that shit, and you hear a 9 or a 10-year-old, I don't care if you 13, 14, you hear them on there, fuck your mom, fuck you, motherfucker. This is the shit that you hear on the game. This is the shit that we letting these kids have. For us, back in the days, it was Mortal Kombat. Like, if you bought your child or bought one of us Mortal Kombat back in the day, something was wrong with you. You let your child play a game where they are murdering people. You're murdering somebody on the other side. So this is what turns these kids into these kids that don't fucking listen to shit. They don't listen to nothing nobody got to say. And you can't say a damn word to these kids. And the crazy part is, if they don't snap on you, they'll sit there and nod their head and agree with you, but go out and do the complete opposite of what you told them not to do. They'll go do the complete opposite. Because guess what? They all feel like, I got it figured out. I got it figured out. What happens after they fuck up? They expect us to come rescue them, right? They expect us to come there, open up our Superman shit, and rescue them. That's what they expect, right? When is enough enough? When is enough enough? Can somebody tell me? When is enough enough? Again, I'm not telling you to give up on your child, but when is enough enough? When do you start putting your mental first, right? Because I've seen some of y'all let y'all kids drive y'all crazy. Let them drive y'all crazy. And you sitting up there fighting this big good ass fight, and then you let them drive you crazy for 18 years, 19 years, and then they turn out to be fuck ups. So how does that make you feel? What happens to you on the back end of your life when you like, damn, I put all this fucking effort into trying to save this motherfucker, and then they ended up still throwing their life away. Just throwing it away because you can't tell them shit now. Huh? So again, when is enough enough? If you are a young man or a young woman listening to this podcast right now, if you're of age, listening to this podcast right now, and you just one of them hard-head ass kids that can't nobody tell shit. I need answers, man. I need answers. And one question that I have for y'all right now, what makes you feel like you got it all figured out? You've been alive for 16 years, 17 years. What makes you think you got it all figured out, right? Just if you can answer that question for me, what makes you fucking think you got it all figured out? This would have been the perfect podcast to have a guest on, but hey, like I said, we're shooting for the next one, right? What makes you feel you got it all figured out? I need one of y'all young kids to answer that. One of y'all youngins, I need y'all to answer that, man. I may have done it back in the days, but I don't recall ever feeling like I had it all figured out growing up. See, when I was a teenager, I don't recall ever feeling like I had it all figured out. See, I fucked up a lot in life back when I was younger because I was never told to not do certain shit, right? So I was granted this kind of freedom where I was able to come and go as I pleased. And honestly, I used to sneak and do shit, but I don't even think I had to sneak. For real, because when I would come back home, I would always be surprised, like, damn, didn't nobody ask where the fuck I was or nothing? Nope. So I didn't even have to sneak. Not to say that my parents were bad parents, not to say that, but I think that, when we moved from Cleveland to the suburbs, it was kind of like shit, we out here in the suburbs now, we good, they good, they'll be all right. Nah. There's still shit out there that can fuck your kid up. So I don't recall ever being that kid growing up thinking that I had it all figured out. Now, I can't say the same for some other people in my family, but yeah, they knew they had the shit figured out. But I don't recall me ever being that person, man. See, like, with y'all young kids, what y'all need to understand is, like, for all y'all kids that think y'all got this shit all figured out, y'all got life all figured out. We try to teach you all through our mistakes by actually talking to you, But the issue that we keep running into is a lot of y'all just say fuck our ideas, right? That's what a lot of y'all do. And it blows my mind because I'm be like, damn, man, it's like crazy. I'm telling you, like, you can be one of them parents that can tell, like, talk to your kid, right? You out here in these streets, man, doing whatever, and now is not the time to be doing whatever in the streets. You see, these kids don't even fight no more. They just shooting you. That's all they want to do now. They just want to shoot the shit out of you. So just imagine, back in my day, it wasn't no shooting. You just got your ass whooped. You just had to throw them things. And at the least, I mean, come on, man. A couple people got shot back in the days, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. These kids don't even want to fight no more. All they want to do is shoot. And then, don't get in a position where these kids got beat up. Okay, now I'm going to shoot you because you beat me up, right? So this is another thing. This is a whole nother thing, right? So it's crazy to me how y'all kids act like y'all don't want to listen to nobody that's trying to help y'all the fuck out. Do you not want to be saved? Do you not want to be saved? Like, if I'm sitting up here telling you, look, when I was younger, I was doing this stupid shit right here, fucked around, dude shot me in my motherfucking neck, and I barely made it out of there. I was in a coma. They had to stitch me up. I lost about 3 pints of blood or whatever, and I was laid up in the hospital, shot the fuck up. These kids will hear a story like that now, and they be like, damn, that's crazy, man, I gotta get shot. That's how fucking crazy these kids are now. Like, they just thrown the fuck off. And it'd be a lot of this shit that got to do with it, man, because y'all parents y'all just let this shit raise y'all kids, man. So now y'all kids think they got it all figured out, because whatever you say to me, I could just Google the shit. What you say, Mom? What you say, Dad? Okay, let me Google that real quick, because your kids don't have no fucking faith in you because you let this shit control them and run their lives. Y'all kids nowadays need to take advantage of us while y'all can, because I'm not no big church dude. I don't do that churchy church stuff. I don't come from no books with nothing. I'm not coming from no books with no nothing. But take a look at, like if you look at that movie with Denzel in it called The Book of Eli, I feel like that's what's coming. I feel like not necessarily like the whole situation with the world blown up and messed up like that, but the people, if you pay attention to the people in the village that he went to, they were like savages. Literally just savages, right? And some of them were cool, you know, just trying to survive day to day. Let's just trade this for that, trade this for that. But you got the people that was eating each other. Savages. Hunting other humans just to eat them because there wasn't no food around. Just savages, man. I feel like that's what this is what we're coming to. These kids are turning into damn savages. They are the savages. They don't care about nothing. You got some knowledge that you want to drop on them, they don't care nothing about it. I am the knowledge. That's what these kids feel like. They are the knowledge. So you can't tell them shit, right? But for those kids, man, that hear me right now, take advantage of us while y'all can, man. Take advantage of us while y'all can. Look around. Every day when you go outside, if you live in a city where, you know, unfortunately, it's just a bad area, right? Go down to some of these places, man. Look at the zombies that you see floating around. You see a bunch of zombies, and I'm not trying to say like they all just, no, but it's a lot of zombies out there just floating around. Take a look for yourself. If you don't believe me, it's a lot of zombie people out there floating around. Some of those zombie people out there floating around, some of them have serious mental health issues. A lot of them do. But not all of them do. Not all of those zombies out there have mental health issues. A lot of those zombies that's out there, they were kids just like y'all. The kids that thought they had every fucking thing figured out. You couldn't tell them shit. You couldn't tell them shit. I know one right now, personally, that I grew up with. He is a zombie floating around out here, teeth knocked out. And I'm talking about spoiled ass kid growing up, right? Spoiled ass kid growing up, started hanging around some people that was cool, and then all of a sudden, he turned into that kid you couldn't tell shit. He thought that his father being hard on him a little bit, trying to make sure he was doing the right thing and being on his ass about doing the right thing, like going to school, trying to get a little bit of education, do something with your life, man, get a path. He thought that his dad couldn't tell him shit. But now when you look at that man nowadays, he might be like 2 years older than me. The motherfucker looked 60. He looked 60. I'm talking about he looked fucked up. He out here in these streets bad. I'm talking about bad, man. Cause couldn't nobody tell him shit. He just did whatever he wanted to do. I know a lot of them. Like, I went to school with a lot of these zombies that I see walking around now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is not to put them down because, you know, like I said, there's certain situations where some people was raised in bad conditions and their bad conditions led them to be where they are now, right? So they don't fall into this category right here. This is the ones where they had support in their lives that tried to help them out, right? But you can't tell them shit because, nah, hell no, I'm cool now. I just had my first piece of sex when I was 13 now. Can't nobody tell me shit. I'm a man now. I'm talking to them kids, man. I'm talking to y'all that think y'all too cool for somebody else to say something to y'all. Because I see a lot of y'all walking around. Like I was at the, where was I at? I was at the store the other day. And I was kind of walking through and I saw a whole bunch of like young dudes sitting around. And they was all like trying to be swagged out and shit. Like they had that look in their eyes like, shit, got to figure it out. You ain't got $10 in your damn pockets. You got to figure it out though, right? You ain't paid a gas bill, a goddamn light bill, water bill, mortgage, rent. Paid your cell phone bill, car note, car insurance, your health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance. You ain't paid none of that shit, but you got it all figured out, right? You ain't put no money into a 401k. You ain't invested no money in stocks. You ain't invested no money into the Forex market. You ain't did nothing. You ain't invested in no cryptocurrency, but you got it all figured out, right? Don't even know how to write a fucking check. Don't know how to file your goddamn taxes, but you got it figured out, right? All that shit I just covered, right? If you ain't doing none of that shit or none of that, you ain't got shit figured out. You just floating around this bitch and somebody else doing it for you. Or you living off somebody else's dime. So again, all you kids sitting out there that y'all think ain't nobody tell y'all shit. The world is about to change. The world is going to change. And it's going to be time for y'all to wake the fuck up. You better listen to somebody because they building more prisons. Did y'all know that? They build more prisons, right? So what comes with more prisons? Usually a Walmart follows, right? Because a prison builds an economy, right? Do the math on it. Do your research. Prisons build economies. Think I'm lying? Go do the research. Search for yourself. A prison moves into a vacant ass area where it ain't nobody living there. They build up this big ass prison out there, right? So what they need? What do? It'll be people living there, right? But they come from far fucking away, right? And then eventually they start building housing around there because they need the people who work at the jail need a home to go back to, right? That ain't 100 miles away. So people start moving in there. And then when you get people moving in there because they work at the prison, what do? You get a fucking Walmart just pops up there, right? Because Walmart, you know, those people that live in that community, they need to go to the Walmart. Then you get a gas station, you get another gas station. Oh, you know what? We need to put a fucking Giant Eagle here. We need to throw a goddamn Target here, right? It's just building the fucking economy around you prison motherfuckers, right? That's what they doing. So pay attention, man. Stop acting like can't nobody fucking say shit to y'all. Y'all need to fucking listen, man, because something is really wrong with y'all. Just because you got a cell phone and you can Google every fucking thing, it don't mean you got shit figured out. You ain't got the whole thing figured out, man. Use us while y'all can. Listen to us while y'all can. Take this knowledge while y'all can. Stop trying to be your parents' friends and shit and get them to do the TikToks with you and shit like that. That shit is bullshit. All of that is bullshit. Real life happens when you get out there on your own. And a lot of y'all gonna regret all of this shit. Y'all gonna regret thinking y'all got it figured out. When some real shit hit y'all. When real shit hit y'all in the mouth in the real world, you better hope your parents got something left in them to want to help you. That's the bottom line. And that's going to be a wrap for this episode of Let's Talk Podcast. This one was a real one, man. So smash that like button, please. Please subscribe to my channel. And like I said, if you don't have enough time on any of my videos, man, to listen to them all the way through. Just go back later while you're at work and just kind of listen to it while you're working. You don't necessarily have to watch me. And I'm working on trying to figure out this whole Spotify, Apple Music, deal as far as like uploading my podcast. I got to do some more homework on that, to see what the cost is going to be and what the requirements are, honestly, because I probably don't have enough to even go to them with this whole idea of what I'm doing. So, again, smash that like button. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share this video. And if you need any of my social media connections, it's all down below in the description of the video. So go over to my Instagram page. It's at Dustin Calloway, all one word for Instagram. Support me over there. Follow me on Instagram. And that's pretty much going to be a wrap for this video, man. So look, by the next episode, episode 22, look, I got everything I need. So by episode 22, man, we should be cracking on there as far as, my guest. I'm going to have a guest on. And again, I'm shopping for a real guest, man. I'm shopping for somebody that's going to add value to the show. And that's going to be real, man. So we're going to see. Until the next episode, people. Peace.